Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the week. Once again, we're at Sweet Remedy. We're indoors this week because winter hit Western Australia in the last few days. Episode number 14. I can't believe we got past episode number 1, but this week we've got so much to talk about. With me once again, partner in crime, Matt Tognini, who's hobbling a little bit. He's a bit injured, mate.
Yeah, broke. I tore my calf muscle, mate.
Tore his calf
I'm an old man. I didn't even do anything stupid. I was just walking, tore my calf muscle. But you're right, it's pretty bloody wet out there, mate. I saw a bloke gathering animals 2 by 2 and marching them towards a boat. I can tell you there's a lot of people doing some training on indoor trainers this week because here in WA, we don't ride in the rain.
We don't ride in the rain in Western Australia. Well, we've got some kids who pretend they're bike riders, they ride in the rain. Everyone who raced at Pickering Brook at the weekend, they certainly raced in the rain.
And not a smile amongst them, they all looked miserable.
Well, I saw a couple of photos of Rebecca Mackey. Now, she's got a pretty good wince on her, like when she's racing, but you'd have to say with that grin, I think she was actually smiling in the rain, probably the only one. Credit to Michelle Sherman and her photos.
I guarantee you she wasn't. She works for me, does Rebecca Mackey, and she told me worst day she's had on the bike.
Worst day she's had on the bike, and she still won, so well done to her. The boys were there as well. Scott Sunderland, former world track champion as a junior, as a senior. Well, now he's a roadie, of course. He wins bunch sprints. He had his teammate Michael Freeberg of the ISO Way team doing all the work out there at Pickering Brook. And Scott Sunderland won the road race. Pat Sakani-Williams, on the form of his life.
Out at the moment. No one going quicker.
No one going quicker in WA than Pat against the clock at the moment. So well done to Pat on a good time trial win in very wet and greasy conditions.
But, mate, more importantly, the Giro starts tonight.
Again.
Well, it really starts tonight.
Third start.
Third start. We've had a rest day, and now we go into the high mountains, and it's an absolute belter tonight, mate. They go over the Mortirolo, mind you, the easy side, if there is such. If there is such, but not the traditional goat track side that we go on to see and hate, if you've ever ridden it. And then they go 2 times up the Stelvio. If one time wasn't enough, let's bugger it. Let's send them up twice.
Well, they tried that before in other races. Like they did 2 times up Alpe d'Huez a few years ago, and I think Thibaut Pinot won that stage.
He did indeed, but I can tell you it's a little bit different going up the Stelvio twice. Yeah. Stelvio's 22 k's each time. Alpe d'Huez 12 k's, 13 k's each time. So a little different. Do you think, like obviously Naro Quintana, he's the climber of the moment, and he's the new Pantani on the bike. And has he got the right? Sorry. What are you trying to say?
Has he got the strength to be able to take care of the stronger riders like Nibali and Dumoulin in that sort of stage? And a good win the other day to Bob Youngles as well. Great win.
Jungle Bob did very well. Look, I think he's got the team. He is actually significantly lighter than most of them. Yes. Today will tell. I think today he could put minutes into the majority of them. Yeah, look, it's a really, really hard stage today. There is more climbing in this stage, double the climbing in today's stage than any of the stages in the Tour de France this year. So that's just, there's something like 7,000 metres of climbing today.
Well, you and I always say the Giro is the best Grand Tour. There's no doubt about it. And I think the first 2 weeks have well and truly shown that. The sprints have been fantastic. The couple of the roulette stages to get 1 or 2 people up the road for a win here and there have been magnificent. I really like the stage that Jungle Bob won the other night because it took you back to an era when you had people like, say, the 1982 Giro d'Italia, Hino, Cerrone, Moser, Tommy Prim, all going for the Silvano Contini, all going for the win, all sprinting for stage wins. I don't think we've seen that sort of racing since the 1989 Tour, where you had Le Monde and Fignon and Legeretta all sprinting for a stage win towards the end of the Tour.
Yeah, I think that's what's great. Dumoulin has been pretty impressive.
He has.
So impressive that he dropped Naro Quintana going up a hill.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fairly impressive.
I hope it wasn't the last. That couple of percent that they always seem to have for a few days. I hope it wasn't the last of that couple of percent. I hope he hasn't cooked himself in those little efforts. But we said it before. I think Dumoulin has got probably 3.5 minutes, possibly even 4 minutes up his sleeve to be able to lose before that final time.
Well, he's 2.5 up at the moment.
Yeah.
He's got 2.5 he can go in that last time trial. So really he's got 4 minutes.
Yeah.
But he could lose 4 minutes in a stage. He could lose 4 minutes today.
If he cracks, if he does the Eric Boykink or something like that, it could be all over. But that's enough about the Giro. It's on every night. And make sure you watch Backstage Pass, because they're doing pre and post productions of each race, and they're just getting better and better every time they do it. Caleb Ewan's left the tour. He's gone home to recover.
Soft.
He's not soft. He's just young. He's only 22 years of age.
Finish the race.
Only 22 years of age.
Finish the race unless you're injured.
Big race. Okay, just get that one click. Big news in cycling of Australia this last few days is quite possibly one of the greatest coaches, definitely one of the greatest cyclists ever to throw his leg over a bike in Australia and for Australia. Gary Sutton has had the tap on the shoulder He's gone. Had the tap on the shoulder. He's not going to have his contract renewed as the endurance coach of the women's team's pursuit squad. Now, I think everyone's a little bit shocked that he's had the tap on the shoulder this close to a Commonwealth Games year, but they've got a new man on top of the board, a man who resides in Western Australia. Simon Jones has taken over, former West Australian Institute sport coach, former British cycling coach, former Sky coach. One thing about Simon Jones, very positive energy from that man, well and truly, and tends to leave emotion at the door. He's here for one thing and one thing only, and that is results. He's obviously got a very clear plan in his head about what he wants to do, but I'd really like to see Cycling Australia get behind Gary Sutton and give him a proper send-off he deserves, because I have seen so much social media from so many different people to say that there is none better as far as a bike rider, as far as a coach. I've known Gary since I was 15 years of age, was absolutely in awe of him, watching him race. He's a very good man. He's got a handshake like an absolute gorilla, and we absolutely wish him all the best. But I tell you what, the information that is in that man's head about how to get bike riders going, the next country or team that grabs hold of it, they are going to absolutely excel.
And they will, and that's what it will be.
But that's the nature of the game.
And, you know, as you said, Simon Jones, he calls a spade a shovel. He's as blunt as they come, and he's achieved results everywhere he's gone. He will achieve results in Australia. Mate, our girls, both our girls.
Our girls.
The Orica girls, our girl Jess Allen, second in a race in Switzerland on the weekend. She was in the break, 2-up break, messed up the sprint according to herself. That's what she said.
Well, she's known as a good sprinter.
Yeah, and,
don't be too hard on yourself, Jess.
Came second, and then the next day, backed it up, did her job, and Sarah Roy had a win.
Yes.
And because they won in Switzerland, they won their body weight in chocolate, it seems. There's pictures of them all gorging themselves on chocolate.
And our WNT girls, Tour Series is on in England. Now, for those of you who remember, if you're as old as we are, and you remember things like the Kellogg Series and the Michelin Series, Phil Anderson, Phil Thomas, Alan Piper, Danny Clark.
Hilton McMurdo.
Who? Anyway, they used to be televised. They're not so much televised around the world nowadays as what they were, but they still have the same Tour Series as what they did. Now, Eileen Rowe of WNT, she had a win, and she is now the winningest rider of the Tour Series. She's had 5 wins. No one else has ever done that on the Tour Series in the UK.
The WNT girls are in the lead on the team series. And that's because of girls like Becca Carter going and finishing in the bunch, finishing high enough to win points. And there's others as well. And we've got our young Hayley Jones.
Hayley Jones is on the comeback trail. She won't be far away from getting back on. But, you know, we know how to pick them, don't we?
No, we do.
We picked Orica.
Good judge of talent here.
We know exactly
mate, this weekend, Numbat Cup's on. They're on Guildford.
Explain to the viewers what the Numbat
Cup's the WA Cyclocross Series, and I am absolutely gutted. I had entered.
You were going to win.
I was going to win B grade or C grade Masters, whatever they threw me in.
C grade.
Yeah, probably, hopefully. Yep. I was going to win it, but given that I've torn the calf muscle, apparently in cyclocross you need to dismount and at least walk, probably run. It's a real struggle walking at the moment. But get down to Guildford this weekend, have a look at their website, Facebook page. It's a
reasonable start time. I think it's about 1 o'clock start time on Saturday.
Look, the races are on most of the day, but the Masters and the seniors start about 1 in the afternoon and go through the afternoon. 40-minute races, up to an hour I think for the seniors, and it'll be good solid racing.
We've got the Masters, West Coast Masters Cycling Club. They are actually racing at Nearabum.
This weekend?
Nearabum. They're racing there this weekend. Who knows who might line up?
Well, Matt showed up there last week. Yes. He had a win because there was no one else there.
Well, I didn't finish, unfortunately.
It was a bit wet.
Yeah, didn't actually start. But, it's up there this weekend. Hopefully it's not going to rain. It's going to rain all week and come good on Sunday. Now, I went out to the Midvale Speed Dome. Well, the Midvale Speed Dome that was on Saturday afternoon because they tore it all out. They got rid of all of the wood and the team is in there putting the new wood in. And they're doing a good job. I tell you what, I got to do like what they call a soft opening for all the politicians and all that back in 1989.
You are old.
Half a dozen of us rode round and showed what you can do on a track. And it had a nice tan look to the track back in those days. Well, the wood they're putting on this time is white. It is like, I tell you what, the first person to fall off, spoke to Murray Hall, who's been the man behind this velodrome for the last 20-something years. First person to fall off on the Midvale Speed Dome is getting a life ban. Mate, don't be the first.
It's white at the moment. Ain't going to be for long.
It's not going to be for long.
Not going to be for long, mate.
Ban the motorbikes from it as well because they're going to make a mess of it.
Absolutely. Now, Peel have got their junior and ladies tour coming up.
Yes.
Get involved,
so
ladies.
If you're a man and you can't ride,
discrimination, mate.
Discrimination.
We are truly badly treated, aren't we?
We hate Peel because we're men.
But we like some of the people in Peel.
We like everyone in Peel, and we love Peel, and we love the fact that they've added a ladies tour to the junior tour, pure and simply because it just shows what sort of numbers we now have in the ladies divisions, and giving them the tour is the best way to do it. Fantastic. Get down to have a look, get down to have a help out if you can at the Peel Junior and Women's Tour this weekend.
Now, put in your diary, it's a bit far away. 18th of November coming up this year.
Biggest race of the year.
Oh, well, it was the biggest race last. We had 100,000 people at the showgrounds.
100,000 people at the showgrounds last year.
The Graham Brown Super Crit.
Yes.
It's not his last lap this year. He did his last lap last year. But he might actually do last lap plus one because there's rumour that he's going to line
I can take care of the rumour right now as it's a PRS event. And you're the commentator, by the way. Matt Tognini will be lead commentator on the day.
I will be talking rubbish for hours.
Graham Brown will be racing at the Graham Brown Supercrit on November the 18th.
Really better than him commentating because he is a rubbish commentator.
He's rubbish at commentating. He's certainly not like Hank Vogels or a Robbie McEwen when it comes to commentating. But when it comes to riding a criterium,
he's pretty good at it.
Pretty good. Now, a few surprises. There's going to be a few big surprises that we'll be announcing from now until the event. There is going to be a Legends race. There might be a big announcement about a track event as well coming up, but we're really looking forward to
Legends of WA or Legends of Australia? Legends of the world, Matt. Can you let us know more?
Legends who live in the world.
So are we talking V8 supercar legends? Are we talking Formula 1 legends or cycling legends?
We might be talking Sports Illustrated. I don't know yet.
We'll see how far he's going to ride.
We'll see how far the budget stretches. We could talk about controversy of one or two things this week, but you know what?
Bugger it. We don't want to.
I don't really want to because there's a lot going on in the world, unfortunately, today. One of those tragic events that happened during the week was the former MotoGP champion of the world 2006, Nicky Hayden, the Kentucky kid. He was struck by a car out cycling as part of his training, and unfortunately he passed away in the last few hours.
Bloody ironic, isn't it? He used to, for his living, he rode a motorbike at over 300k an hour. Rarely had an accident, gets hit by a car. Don't let it say he hit a car, he got hit by a car. And that took his life. It's tragic, it's horrible, and it's too much of it happening.
It just goes to show that it doesn't matter who you are, how good you are, how bad you are, or how indifferent. If you're riding a bike on the road, you need to take care, because what happens with cyclists and bike riders, cars and bikes, when they come together, the cyclist is always going to come off second best.
That's right. So, 2 tonne of metal beats 75 kilos of skin every time.
Vale, Nicky Hayden, and our best wishes to everyone in the motorsport fraternity who's feeling a bit of pain over this.
On that note, we'll say goodbye. See you next week.
Say goodbye. See you next week, folks.
Matt1@ionet.net.au. We are getting feedback and we do like it. Cheers.